Welcome, folks, to Linux game testing, and you'll notice we're starting on a black screen, and I've added some background music. The reason we're starting with that now is and the reason we're starting with that right now is specifically because kind of ran into a little bit of a hiccup. It's nothing major, to be honest. What is 8192? It's one of our choices of games. Has been, as we can see there, Destiny 2. $8192. Good lord, times 2. Thank you, game. Thank you, calculator. We need 16,384. Forward. Virtual image of 56. Is Destiny 2 just does not work for reasons unknown to me. Oh, good lord. There we go. There we go. So we might as well switch to the desktop. There we go. So right now I have what's on the screen is Linux instructions for VMs, because I've been meaning to install this VM anyway. Because I can show you exactly what we see here when we try and launch Destiny 2 here. This is, of course, my my Steam, and when we try and launch it, it tries. Oh, it so desperately tries. But then it just doesn't. I don't have a product key. So what I'm doing is on QEMU, we're trying to install Windows 11. Because I was going to need to anyway. See, it just failed. Because of course it did. Of course it did. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to install the Windows 11 virtual machine, kind of. It's not something that's going to be guaranteed to work. Because what you normally would do, what I would do, is the standard default compatibility layer, whatever reason, is not working. You come over here, okay, well let's try the hotfix version. That'll try and launch it with the hotfix, and I don't know why it's doing that. And as you can see, it just failed. Of course it did. So it's like, okay, well, the hotfix failed. Where is it? Compatibility? Let's try the experimental, because the experimental often might work, assuming that's not your default one. So you'd come over here and try your might, try as you might. It tries, it so desperately tries, and then fails. And the entire reason I'm doing this is so we can go through some of these basic troubleshooting steps that you will take. Well, then, we have all these other versions of Proton. This one was a specific one for a different other thing. Well, let's try Proton 9, because that's a layer back. Sometimes you need an older version of Proton to get things working. Some games are just compatible with that. So we'll try this one. It's trying, it's trying. I think it just hangs on Proton 9. So I went actually and I looked on the Linux compatibility wiki, which does exist, by the way. There is a wiki for that. And it's absolutely borked. Like, there is... Linux... It's... Destiny 2, for some reason, just does not work. Could it be made to work? Probably. This is, after all, Bungie we're talking about. So what do you do when it's absolutely borked like this? Well, there's a couple of options. First of all, you load up your Lutris over here. I mentioned Lutris last time. Ignore those. So you come over here. See if there's a Lutris installer for it. And there is not. It's an unfortunate thing, but Lutris doesn't necessarily have everything. And since it's on Steam and requires Steam authentication and everything, well, that's an annoyance. So then, if you're desperate to try and see if it works, I mean, the last thing you need to do, if you're desperate to try and play something on Linux, and it's just not working through all the normal layers like that, is this here. This installation of a virtual machine. Which is something I knew I was going to need to do anyway to do some proper testing on these things. But because of that, and because strictly of that, because it requires potentially third-party software in order to work. And I don't even know if it's going to work, because we're not going to get the virtual machine up and running before the hour's done, but we will try. It actually should not be too hard, other than setting up Looking Glass. Yeah, it is, it's an absolute annoyance, and like I said, there's absolutely no guarantee this is going to work, and there are some other minor steps you have to do in order to even set up a virtual machine in Bazite that are very specific. Not the most annoying thing to do. It does require you to open up your terminal, and copy and paste a thing. And we're looking for a Shift F10.
To set up your device using a screen reader, turn on narrator by pressing Windows plus Control plus Enter. For more accessibility
is
features,
not what I said to do at all.
or select the accessibility icon in the bottom corner.
Windows, that's not what I said to do at all. That's not what I said to do at all. MS-CHCXH local only. There we go. There's always ways around Windows, even though they do desperately try and make you link to their online system. And here's another weird thing about this. This is an interesting problem, you see. I don't know why this is. It's probably because the monitors are two different resolutions, but for some reason, this VM does not like being entirely in the second monitor. I do not understand why. Honestly, this is a lot less laggy than what it used to be. Although the fact I can't be out of the standard display resolutions is annoying. But, we now shut down the VM. Now that we got a Windows 1 working. Seems to be, at least. Because the most important thing you have to do when you're doing these types of things is, where is it? Where is it? There it is, the information. The video. We need to pass through a graphics device. And I'm forgetting how we do that. Oh, yes, here it is. You're going to need to know what your graphics driver is. which is a little annoying, because it is a granite ridge over here. I cannot remember which one. Because there's the main graphics card. You do not pass through your main graphics driver. That is not a smart decision. And those are the cores. Those are 8 cores. There's the audio driver. There it is. The graphics driver. The Radeon graphics driver. The ATI Granite Ridge driver. Now, I don't know what that did, but that doesn't seem to have added anything. That's the NIC. There you go. OpenGL. Based on the ATI graphics renderer. Invertio graphics drivers. Okay. I always forget, how did I get this to work? Because I did get this to work at one point, kind of. Okay. I think we just try that on the terminal. Okay, that's not it. That's for compiling it if we wanted to do that. Follow the official documentation. Copy the binary. So there's a binary in here. Somewhere. Oh, downloaded in the Windows VM. Gotcha. And this was back in 24. And again, this is something that is very much only recommended for advanced users. Like, if you're generally an average user, I would not recommend at all going this level of deep. This level of deep is very advanced for people see. Hmm. Yeah, because even this is... Ah, here we are. Not made for production use. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Hopefully that actually does work. Module, very experimental. Not for production use. Yes. Now we enter password. Did I enter that right? I did not. Let's try that again. There we go. Staging deployment. Just sneaking this out. Once you copy the thing, it works, theoretically. Need the official documentation. Now, the question is, did we enable the right thing? Okay, now apparently we need to make... There's always options when it comes to these things. I don't know whether or not that worked or not. We'll restart the virtual machine device. And see what we get. Virtual machine details, here we go. Pop that back to normal. Yes, apply them as normal. That's correct. That is passed through. Oh, that's right. We needed virtual I/O over here in order to change the OpenGL. With listener type values to set to none. I don't know what that means. Oh, listen type none. With virtual graphics devices with 3D acceleration enabled. It should have that. No, neither one of those are working. Did I maybe add the wrong graphics? No, that is absolutely correct. Sometimes it's finding the right thing to pass through. I did pass through the correct device. I have this Granite Ridge device. Yeah, because it's none of the other host adapters. And like I said, we definitely don't want to pass these through. Because if you pass through your main graphics card, it will just... You won't be able to see anything because it will just shunt it all through. Through there. Ah, there we are. With 3D acceleration. There it is. I knew there was a thing I was not clicking. And in theory, we tell it to boot. It should run. Except it's not. Oh, what did I just... Oh, I think I may have just borked the entire thing there. That's the nice thing about these virtual machines is if you're using them and you accidentally bork it up, it generally doesn't take long to get them back up and running, and now that's just gone. Like the connect, it's gone. Well, that's highly unusual. Like it is just the entire virtual machine, just everything just crashed. That's hilarious. Like, and it crashed hard. I've never seen it do that. Yeah, it is. It is broken. Yeah, that was a hypervisor crashing. Which is a thing you use when you're... Yeah, that's the hypervisor crashing and crashing hard. Ah, it's a shame. It's not the worst thing in the world, however. As you can see, we've already put Destiny 2 to a B ranking, because that's assuming it even works on the Windows installation, which it may not, by the way. Like, there's no guarantee it's going to work. It may not. And one never knows until one tries. I'll have to continue working on the Linux installation, the Windows virtual machine, and get that running. That's a me thing more than anything. So we won't worry about that at all. I'll add this to the support pages. I'll add this also to support pages. A lot of these things are very just useful to have. And guides available. Yeah. So that is, I think, to the extent Destiny 2 is going to be investigated. That was pretty much a half hour's worth of maybe it'll work. I doubt it. I'm hoping at some point some of these companies will actually get their anti-cheats working, because there's absolutely no reason it shouldn't work. But enough of that. It does not work, which means, well, if it needs any externals to work, that's a B. But for now, we'll actually call it an unregistered, because it doesn't work. And as of yet, untested on the virtual machine. Some people have said they can get it to work on a virtual machine. I do not know how, but some people have said they can get it to work. Most people say standardly, it doesn't, and it doesn't work standardly. Unlike the next one we're going to go to, which should be Lord of the Rings Online. So some people say they can get it to work. I've never tried. Here we go. I believe I need my... Is it my Daybreak account? Oh. Yes, there it is. And let's copy you. You go there. Alrighty. And away we go. Oh, that's the EU. That's not where we want to go. That's not character transfer wizard. I did not say I wanted to go to any of those. Well, we will start with... We will go to the Sting server. Yes, it's a Daybreak account. Although I'm pretty sure it's not. Daybreak's not the company that runs Lord of the Rings Online anymore. Yes, let us enable the DirectX 11 mode. Originally by Standing Stone Games.
Our worst fears have come to pass. The One Ring has revealed itself.
We will skip that. It is entirely, it's entirely good. I mean, don't get me wrong. For those who are unaware, the storyline of Lord of the Rings Online takes place concurrently? Kind of. To the, God, this is unusual resolution. This is a 4:3 resolution. This is not normal. It takes place kind of concurrently with the standard Tolkien lore. Like, I believe it takes place during... It's a parallel story. And you have a variety of races. Some of these are probably only available to me because I was, for a time, a VIP member. Always kind of interesting. The Hobbits are always kind of an interesting storyline to start with. And the fact that there's a minstrel is just great. I'm not sure. Is High Elf Mariner available? Oh, if I had it. The Hobbit story is always an interesting one to start with. And we will go with our new standard Iglert. And we shall be... It doesn't really matter what race. Body type of wide and not wide. We shall be a wide hobbit. Oh, there's multiple tutorials you could choose. Cool. I didn't realize that. I swear this game is not normally this ugly. There's probably something in the settings I didn't mess with. There we go. Overall quality, ultra high. There we go, resolution. That's what did it. Low resolution. That always does it. Aspect ratio fine. Anti-aliasing max. Goodness gracious. Advanced graphics. All this looks good. Like I said, the game didn't look that bad. Low resolution definitely brings out the problems. All this looks good. Refresh rate auto. Do not sync. Add triple buffering because that makes it look even better. Except, there we are. That is much better. Still, for a game of its time. It is what it is. One can never argue with that. And actually, there's a good amount of unusual systems in Lord of the Rings Online that are kind of interesting. Mounting is an entire thing, like mounted combat, as you would expect for a game that takes place in the Lord of the Rings universe. Like there's an entire combat around that. It is loading, or so it claims. Hello? It should not have stalled. It seems to have stalled. Well, that is not a good thing. Why have you stalled? Has Steam itself stalled? No, Steam itself has not crashed. Unusual. Let us try that again. Unusual. That it would do that. I have to get that password again. Yeah. On Sting, correct. Oh, you're not starting full screen. Oh, that's unusual. Could be because it's old game. There we go. Let's try that again. Because it did look like it stalled, which would be unfortunate. Because we were able to get the game up and running. But I would not be surprised if it just stalls. Yeah, it looks like it stalls upon main loading. That I would not expect. Like, that is unusual to see. That is unusual to see. Huh. That is exceptionally weird. Huh. That is highly unfortunate. Well, with old games, it is kind of to be expected. We'll have to see if we skip the tutorial, whether or not that will solve that problem. It might be a non-win because we're playing in full screen. That also might be a problem. No, let us not. Okay, we appear to be back in normal. Okay. Hobbit Lore Master. Piglet. Options, let us see. There we go. Let's play in borderless window mode. Accept. Oh, we did not, however, skip the tutorial, did we? There we go. Skip the tutorial. Thrins. Delete this eglet. And let's see if we skip the tutorial, whether or not that fixes it. Maybe it's just a tutorial thing. This is an older game, after all. No, because the ring has stopped pulsing. It just does not work. Huh. We've encountered number 2 of a game that is not, by default, working. Sweet. Sweet. Let's see, it's in the Proton DB. Lord of the Rings Online. People are claiming it works. It does need... Hmm. 10.0.2. Okay, so it may need specific Proton to work, which is fine. As I mentioned before, that is a thing that you sometimes need. Force compatibility, people were saying 10.0.2. We'll try 3. People are still saying 10.2. We might need to see if we can't find a 10.2. Because what is my default Proton running? I forget. Settings. Compatibility. We default to hotfix. So hotfix may be the problem. So we'll try 10.0.3. It is installing and running an install script. Launching. Launched. Okay. Again, it's just very weird that sometimes you get weird things like the halt there. Someone else having mouse look issues. Erglit. Flash. And will it load? Can we get past the loading screen? That. Yes!
In the Shire, there is a certain unpleasant feeling lingering about. Something on the air is strange.
So, it does have some compatibility issues, but it can be made to work. Again, we'll have to, I'll have to. Okay, it is in fact not wanting to swap over. Excellent. Again, ProtonDB, great source of information for a lot of things like this. It's playable, not the greatest, but as you can see here, some people have had some other problems. Widescreen resolution problems. This one was having a mouse look issue, which may still happen. Smoother as well. Someone was saying it just runs better on 1026. 1025 with Proton Tricks works. Just Proton 10 in general. Someone was having some problems with Ashi Linux. I've never heard of that particular distro, but there are many distributions of Linux. Looks like it's Fedora type, which is fine. Some other people being launch commands for some other bugs and things. Proton 9 apparently wasn't. Someone was trying Proton 9, didn't work. Proton 10 eliminates most of the weird mouse issues. So it entirely looks like Proton 10 in particular is what this runs well on. Which is perfectly acceptable for a lot of these things. Yeah, because mouse look seems to be fine. If I can get the... Can I scale my UI? There we are. Is there a UI scaling option? Tooltip delays. There we go. UI scale. There we go. Increase the size of all objects. There we go. Now we can read them. Character movement. One thing I did always appreciate about Lord of the Rings Online is even just your default walking speed is pretty good.
Ho there! What's your business on the road?
I for inventory. Interesting. Ah, yes, the 7-year gift box, because I've been a character for 7 years.
You should loot it for yourself, then equip it to use it.
And then there's a 6-year box. Horses. This is funny. Some cosmetics.
Be sure to equip your weapon before we have at it. We ought to test your skill in battle. Try coming at me. Oh my! Did you hear something? There, down the road. Who could that be?
That is the standard group of the hobbits. Frodo, Sam, and Peregrine Took. Must be Merryweather, must be somewhere else. This must be as they're on their way out to out of the Shire. Anything odd? Oh, this must be when they ran off the road because the Nazgul were coming, give or take. Yes, because there they are. Baggins, eh? There was a character who was confronted about the Baggins. No Baggins is here. Whether or not I've Bothan or not, I'm not sure, but I think possibly.
Gracious me! Did you see that?
And like I said, the story takes place adjacent to the main group.
Will you clear the path?
And this is lightning. Yeah, that's just a lightning and a fireball.
Well
Boffin.
done! Let's press on now.
And every race has a different origin
The key.
story. It's quite interesting. Like, the elves started in quite literally an old, like, second age confrontation. It's quite good. Dwarves, you start in a dwarven hold. It's just quite an interesting set of origin stories. Smack 'em. So we've got a melee strike, some of these. Oh, and that's the damage over time. Come on, Boffin.
I think we're almost safe.
Come on, Boffin. Ah, the Sackville wagons. And a brandy buck. Ah, because he is a Baggins. That might be a problem. Ah, men brigands. Yes, because he is a Sackville Baggins, that's a problem. Oh no! Yeah, the Nazgul just just know of a Baggins. Ouch! And we got smacked. And now we are in jail. Ah, Aragorn is here to save us.
In the most unlikely places, Bounder Boffin. Come along. We are not safe just yet.
After all, Aragorn just shows up in the inn, and there's some time between then and between A and B. And perhaps the most interesting thing that the movies never showed, there were a bunch of other rangers. It was never just Aragorn as the Lone Ranger. There were dozens, if not hundreds, of other Dunedain. Which again, never properly addressed in the movies, but if you know the lore, there's a lot more than just him.
Oh, dear.
This was a dire turn of events.
Wounded by a Black Rider, the Ranger Umdir escaped with his charges into the wild, making his way back to the village of Archet. There, Captain Brackenbrook, a retired sellsword, has allowed Strider and his companions to stay and take respite from their cares.
Yes. As I believe the, I'm trying to think of it, they encounter, Tom Nook. It's not Nook. It's character cut entirely from the movies. I think that takes place before they encounter Strider, in the inn.
Thank goodness you're awake. That fellow Umdir seems very ill.
Umdir. He is... There he is.
Do not trouble yourself on my account. It is only a chill. There are too many deeds to be done. All pressing, and none of them easy. Perhaps you can help, my friend. Captain Brackenbrook will not heed my warnings.
And it does, and this is one thing that, they do well, is the voice acting, while not fully voice acted, it does provide enough of a summary, which a lot of games of the time would not do.
Is there something I can do for you?
It's quite nice.
I don't like the look of those Rangers one bit.
Oh, this is intolerable.
I mean, they think Archet is safe. Because Brackenbrook says it's safe. They must be safe. After all, he is the man in charge, the guard.
I do for you?
Ah, because if the man who's injured says we're not safe, what's it matter?
Greetings, friend.
And everyone thinks no, everyone's fine. And here's something that a lot of modern MMOs don't have, are these trainers, because after all, your skills you really shouldn't need to train them. It's entirely for like gil syncs or other items to sync currencies of sorts into. Though these two know better. Who's gonna listen to a couple of hobbits from outside
Alas,
town?
for peaceful folk everywhere, it is an enormous task to convince them that evil people with evil intentions will commit evil deeds. Before you try to fight, you must learn what skills you may from the trainer.
Okay, traits. That's one of these icons down here. There's the traits. And this is something I do not know. This must be something relatively new. Animal companions. Huh, interesting. Fire Frost to maximize your damage to your enemies. Okay, so a tank, damage, and I don't want to say healer, but this is most definitely what it is. Interesting. We'll start with the Keeper of the Animals, since this is kind of a thing. Now we can summon Bear! Bear has been summoned! That is hilarious. I've now summoned a bear! Funny bear. Huh. Let us disengage. Bear. Thank you, Bear.
Hello, friend. Could you help me with something?
Ah, now we get to strike the dummies.
What can I do for you?
And we now have acquired another staff. Oh, that is definitely just a better weapon. I do remember having a good amount of time with these. These stories are actually rather good, to be honest.
Dear, my poor old friend. A shadow has crept over him.
Although I believe all the storylines do eventually converge at some point.
I don't like the look of those rangers one bit.
And once again, King's Foil. Very much a direct reference from, Is there, like... Is there a UI editor? Yes. Control... /? There we go. Because the map was kind of overlapping with that. Still is kind of overlapping. Something is overlapping. There we go. That's one thing about some games from this era. They actually had very customizable UIs. Star Trek Online, also from kind of this era. Also has an extremely customizable UI. Like a ridiculous UI. Toolbars. War Steed, none of those. Quick slots. Ah, here we go. Bags. Don't get me wrong, this is a very customizable UI at all. But for some reason... That's for social. Huh. There we go. Skills. Ah, there they are. I knew there was a thing I was looking for. Summoning and dismissing. Go there. There we go. Good lord, sometimes. Sometimes. Things go weird. Cobb, what do you need?
Well, well, if it isn't the rumor monger.
Wolves. Control 2. And loot. Oh, there's a big old icon for that. That's new. These big old icons are kind of new. Dynamic layers. That must be some type of sharding system. Some type of sharding system. Ooh, more rough furs and things. There's probably an option to toggle an auto loot system. I think there was at one point. Source of the Wolves has to be around somewhere. Could it maybe be this unusual ruin over here? That would make sense. Oh, some king's foil over here. We were needing that anyway. Quest items. Now, I do not, in fact, know... I do know this game continues to get some degrees of expansions and updates. Like, I don't know if it's to this day or just recently. Ah, the Wolfmaster. He is very, very dead. Yes, that most definitely was some type of an ambush. How unfortunate! Yes, instead of... like how a lot of... you... That's a spy. That's not normal. Instead of how a lot of games do like fall damage and things, this one just slows you down. It is a status effect. That's kinda cool. And unique, let's be perfectly honest. That is indeed kind of unique. I wonder if Calder Cobb knows
Impossible.
about that.
A weakling like you defeated the Wolfmaster?
And once you level, you outlevel your companion, so you have to resummon them. Now, one of the interesting things is, this is not the only class with a companion. The champion gets a flag bearer, and other such classes. I don't know if other classes get things, because I wasn't sure that. I don't recall Loremaster having animal companions back when I played. Oh, it was a long, long time ago. 7 years or more.
Calder Cobb is a traitor. Danger has found you earlier than I predicted. I cannot decide which is more dangerous right now. Calder Cobb's treachery, or the ignorance of Captain Brackenbrook.
Of course. Traitors in their midst.
Boy, you there! Let me go! Calder Cobb can vouch for me!
What do you need?
Some people believe us. At least the jailer does, for whatever good it's worth. If Brackenbrook is a good man, he will consider the words of his...
Calder Cobb has been loyal to me since he was a boy.
Yeah, but sometimes people change as life goes on.
It would be wise to investigate your claim.
Ah,
You look so changed since last night.
secondary quests have shown up.
Hey, you there! I'm hungry.
Dear looks so changed since last night.
And honestly, this is a pretty interesting map style. As you can see, we've got for that, and the red. And this nicely highlights things. And even then, very nice map. Very in-universe. Also, kind of fits the aesthetic. It's honestly, Lord of the Rings Online, not a bad one. Once you get it running. It did need some configuration. I will say this. It runs, but it doesn't run immediately. Does need some minor configuration problems, but does not need an external program. Which, again, kind of makes it a hard one to try and grade. But honestly, I would say, if I had to grade it, also you're like able to jump multiple times your height. Hobbits are weird. Hobbits are definitely unusual creatures. Boars. There's a boar. I mean, it's technically not a boar. Well, there's a small boar, so... I mean, there's an in-depth crafting system, there's playing loots, there's... you. He was hiding in the bushes. How dare he? That is just extremely rude. Okay, we just need to go straight across then. Because there's the other farm. Goodness me. Ah, there it is. Bear Companion. There's Companion Manager. Loot roll zone. Ah, opponent vitals. There we go. Should be pretty close. Okay, a little north to the zone. Okay, the boar meat has been gathered. I do remember having a good amount of fun. I never got super far into Lord of the Rings Online, but it was always kind of just a fun thing to do. See, the universe and the world of Lord of the Rings Online is always kind of interesting. And it taking place adjacent to the story was always just kind of neat. Ah, yes. There are more difficult mobs in the universe. I imagine that is part of probably the other quest. The Bilberry Bush. There's probably more of those. Yes. There we go. Now we've got fire. Says there's bilberry bushes over here, but I've not seen many more. I'd like to at least gather these. There we go. Ah, there they are. Goodbye, bear. Welcome back, bear. You are now larger and stronger. We might even be able to take on... Yes. We will go look for that terrible, terrible thing. That big boar. He's technically a level stronger than us, so this is going to be extremely interesting. We should be able to take him on pretty decently. And I believe doing things like that can give you titles. Well, there are titles you can get. One of the more interesting ones is not dying, actually. At least I think that was this one. Yes. And it used to, back when both this and other games were all on the same platform, you'd get currency for the main store. As you can see, I have points. That's entirely due to various things I've done in-game. Though how much of that still remains over is yet to be seen.
A stranger, eh? You're the best thing that's happened to us all day. Our best hope is to get help from Combe, our neighbors. They will not let our chet fall to brigands.
Greetings, friend.
And there's just small things like to find some lore things that I think grant you points and things of that nature. Ah, that must be... Oh, there's the cellar over there. That's involved in an entirely separate quest. God, I do miss this MMO. I would say I'd normally keep it installed and play it some more on my off time, but again, I have to be perfectly honest. No one has the time like they used to when they were a child. Oh. When you were younger. Well, I would attack you if I could. But the game is not going to let us. So, it works. It does require some minor configurations. And like I said, this is where there's the kind of gray area between my grading scale, because S means it works perfectly. A means there's problems and it doesn't run well. It runs well, but has certain requirements. The B rating, which is what we gave Destiny 2, because theoretically it will work on Windows. I've not tried it. Some people have said it worked. Questionable. As to whether or not we want to trust them. I'll give people the benefit of the doubt and say they've gotten it to run on Windows. Because it does run on Windows. I know I've done it for hundreds of hours. It doesn't... Lord of the Rings Online does not require special software. It does require some minor tweaking. And because it requires minor tweaking, we can only give it an A rank. It did not run default out of the box. With some minor tweaking, it can be made to work. Which is great and glorious. And it's great to see. Add to there and get rid of so the next one we're going to try, Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, is a game I've not played in a long time. I do know it boots. That's about it. That's about it. Text size 2560 horizontal. That all looks correct. I mean, it has been so long since I played Phantasy Star Online 2. Like, I don't even know if it works. It may not. I do not know what that black screen was. It was something. Now, I will say, it has been so long since I played Phantasy... when I first started playing Phantasy Star Online 2. It was just online too. They just brought it to the US. New Genesis was not a thing. And then it happened. Yes. Standard terms of service. Additional data. Okay. Yep, and these are the servers. This is how it works. I remember I started playing Phantasy Star Online to back when all you could get was the Japanese one. Now that was a time getting to run on the Japanese servers. That was gloriously fun. We'll run without the cell shading. Welcome back, gifts. Oh, there's my other characters. I did have characters on and Thorn. Okay, back we go out of that ship. Was it? Yes. Some of these characters, I do remember them. I do not remember how they work or anything. Okay, so you can play just the standard place of Phantasy Star Online. Or the other one. Again, it's been so long. I had someone on Thorn, did I? What character did I have on Thorn? Oh, right, I had this one. 7 hours on her. Well, we might as well play as the gunner, because he's the lowest level, technically. Although it's been so long, I do not remember the controls. So let us begin. Yeah, is that a freeze? That probably is a freeze. Oh, oh, oh. No, that is a loading issue. There we go.
Oh, you're here. Let's both do our best.
I do not remember what any of this is. Scratches are a thing. Scratch off tickets. Oh, cool. Cosmetics. Seasonal events. Good lord. It has... Oh, I need to already change that. Where's the system? Controls. Settings for controller. Yep, that is correct. Yep, those are good. None of this is what I need. That is enable streamer mode. I forgot that was a thing. Ah, here we are. Camera. Up, down. Needs to be inverted. There we go. Much better. Gear. Right, I had primary rifle and machine gun. Is that really all I had? Huh. There we go, there's the dash. Oh, goodness. That is something struggling in the background. That could be. Disable that. That is a big deer. Yeah, the game is stuttering something fierce. See if we cannot figure out why that is. HDR is off, which is annoying. Granted, the game is probably turn that on. FSA is off. Turn that off. I hate to turn on FSR. Logging out to apply the new settings. Whee! It's got one of those Warframe type loading screens where you play with the weird thing in the middle. Well, like we can already say, it doesn't run great, and it should. So It's not running great. Oh, that FSAA, that FSR is no, not working. Alright. We'll drop it down to super. Yeah, that FSR, even super quality, is not... It's not helping. Yeah, we will turn that off. Adjust that. And that was not what I wanted to do. Because I don't remember the stuttering being a thing. Oh goodness, this is actually almost unplayable. Whee! Wow. Oh yeah, that is some massive stutter. And that's on super. We'll lower it down to high and see where that leads us. Because again, the 7900 XTX should work, because I used to play this on my 980 Ti. My NVIDIA 980 Ti. That is proof positive that something most definitely is not right, either in the Proton implementation or the game itself has moved on and has gotten significantly more intensive to run. Because actually it's not even stressing the XTX hard at all. Okay. Nope, there's a stutter. There's another one. I wonder if it's a... We'll try something. Something silly. As silly as this is... You'd be surprised what, telling the game to not limit frame rates sometimes does. It doesn't seem to be helping. Okay. That clearly was not it. But something most definitely is causing problems. Turn off the blur. No, we're still getting stutter. And we shouldn't. Yeah, we should not be getting the stutter. It is using the graphics card decently heavily. It's using it decently heavily. But it's only using like 5 gigs of RAM. And I'm not seeing in particular what is causing the stutters. Whether it's a graphics or CPU problem. We'll look for the next stutter. It is most definitely a graphics card stutter. I guess it's most definitely a graphics card stutter. That is a wild thing to run into. Like, that is wild to run into. The FXAA is not, FSR is not helping. Wild. Wild. Clearly something is not loading correctly. Yeah, with that kind of a stutter. Whew. That's just wild. Gotta be something that's causing it. Not the bloom. We actually have a lot of these turned off. Depth of field is off. It's not tessellation. No, still not that. Again, wild that I'm encountering these. Like, it is just not liking the graphics card. Haha, very dead. Not sure why I decided to kill that bird, but I did decide to kill that bird. Oh god. Oh, I forgot how good the combat actually feels. But I don't know why it is stuttering. That stutter is going to make things absolutely impossible to play. Let's see if any of these actually did it. I doubt. Because again, regular Phantasy Star Online never used to suffer these problems. How unusual. What an unusual thing. I mean, it can run. Well, let's see what we can find in the good old database. The Proton database. Let's see. Star 2 online. If I can spell it correctly. 2. Yes, there we are. It is a silver rating. Minor issues, but generally playable. The infinite loading screen. Strong stuttering from 910 experimental. Custom Proton version solves this. Okay. Interesting. $9.27. Okay. So, now we get to get the fun bit. Appears 927 is the one we need. In which case, we get to explain some more things about Proton and Linux. There's a thing you should run. You can run. A program called Proton Up Qt. This allows you to install a variety of very specific types of Proton. Versions of Proton. Because Steam gives you lots of options, but they are kind of limited because there are very specific ones we need. Like we need 927. There it is, GE 927. And the nice thing about the Qt is this will install it where Steam will find it and then be like, hey, it works. And we'll see if this works. If this solves the stuttering issue, which is entirely because for some reason it's just not loading in time. I still can't up the rating from an A to an S because you do have to have this workaround. But, okay. Now we go into Steam again. Now we go back into Steam. Properties. Compatibility. Force a specific one. And it should be listed. It is not listed. It's not listed. Let's go back to you. Show games list. You shush over there, computer. Where is it? It should be in here somewhere. So many games. There it is. Proton hotfix. No, you get to use 927. Thank you very much. Apply that, and now we load it again and see what it does. We didn't get a near infinite loading screen because it did load. But that is always a possibility. I might have needed to restart Steam, which is not the worst thing in the world. Start the game. Authenticating ID. Well, the loading screen hasn't stopped. It is stuttering, but it... Oh, there's the freeze. But it is continuing to load. That loaded better. And would you look at that? The stuttering is gone. So again, we can't change that rating. Yeah, that is so much better. Change that to back to ultra settings and see where we're at. See if that continues to be better. Because I can already tell you it is. Like, we could barely run anywhere without a stutter. So again, that's why there's sometimes backwards compatibility needed. And thus a little bit of troubleshooting knowledge is handy if you're going to be playing games on Linux. Sometimes they work, sometimes they require specific older compatibilities. Sometimes. Oh? It is loading? And I do understand why... Oh. No, we are stuttering again. I should not be doing that. We will try a restart of Steam to see if Steam recognizes it, because it might be that issue. Exit Steam. Restart Steam. Steam restarting. Properties. Compatibility. 927. 927 is shown. Okay. It is now forcibly using 927. It may not have been using 927, despite what QT was saying. It's hard to tell. Again, nowhere near straightforward as Windows. But can be made functional? Possibly. Shh. Quiet CPU. Sometimes when the CPU goes crazy, it just gets really loud. No. Supposedly this will fix the loading screen issue as well, but I think the loading screen always did have kind of a stutter anyway. Oh. No? That is 100% not stuttering in the slightest. Well, that solves that problem. You just have to be on the right version of Proton. Oh, that is smooth as butter. Oh. Oh, forgot how the gunner class just feels like it's so fun to play. And that's just with the pistols. I'm not sure. I've forgotten what the rifle feels like. Oh, sniper! Oops. Oh! And I know one of the things you eventually unlock is the ability to basically add secondary jobs. So many items. Not that I remember what any of them do, mind you. We've got a little bit of time.
There you are. My name's Dozer. I'm Crawford's lieutenant.
Ah, yes. One of the robos.
Trades, heading up the war against the dolls. Crawford asked me to put you through your paces a bit. See what you got.
Is FSR on? That is the question.
This cocoon is a place where ARC's defenders can learn basic combat skills. That teleporter.
Because I have a feeling it's on. Yes. I was gonna say, I knew it was on. One.
First, I want you to destroy. Next, I want you to try jumping up there while grabbing those glowing point cubes. Now, I want you to learn a new trick. The wall kick. Try jumping over the wall in front of you.
Okay, there we go. I didn't realize the wall kick was a thing. That must be something relatively new. Well, relatively new to when I played.
Let's try getting to a higher area by using photon flight. Okay, now I want you to put everything you've learned together to proceed.
And then the updraft. There's probably one of those up here.
And now for your final one. First, get yourself ready.
Sub-pallet. Where is it? There it is, Photon Blast.
Good. I think you're ready. Now, try hitting the training target with a photon blast.
Oh, fancy! Oh!
Today. Well done. You can exit via the finish point up ahead.
Come on. Oh, there were some side objectives. Oh, I did get all the side objectives. Cool. And that's Phantasy Star in a nutshell. A lot of it, at least the original Phantasy Star Online 2, was a lot of those types of arenas. Well, smaller zones where you had objectives and things.
Me too.
Good work. Okay, at ease.
So you were doing the same training as us, huh?
All three of you have natural talent. I don't think you should have any problem taking on the dolls.
God, I am towering over everybody. I forgot I made how this character so tall.
Really?
Oh.
Good feeling about this team.
I hope
think
so.
We could even have you out there fighting pretty soon.
He is a cowboy,
I'll
after
let
all.
Crawford know the good news. Now, let's go take those dolls out. Oh, one last thing. We have these facilities all over Halpha. Each one has different training programs available, so you can work on all the various skills. Make good use of them. You'll need all the training you can get.
I swear, even that man, oh, there's a term for them.
Looks like my timing was impeccable. Could you join me in the command room? I'll be waiting.
What is the lock-on? There's a lock-on button, but I cannot, for the life of me, figure out what it is. That's the close in. Huh. Control settings. There is a lock. It's supposedly LB. So it is. Mini tames. Ah, Fancy Star lingo. It's so kind of funny. And, yeah, stuttering to a minimum. Glorious. Ooh, daggers. We did acquire an item. Card Master. Oh, this is the seasonal objective. I'm not concerned about the seasonal objective. I do kind of miss the ship of the original Phantasy Star 2, Online 2. Like, you were on a big ship. But I guess the...
Good to see ya.
I don't think vendors have opened up or anything, so... Yep.
Hello.
Teleportation to the command room.
Hello. Thank you all for coming. I was thinking that the three of you still have much to learn about this place.
Yes, I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
Especially for you, having only just arrived on Halpha. I imagine you must have a lot of questions.
Many.
I've asked the operators to offer you their support in this matter. Let's see. You start off by speaking with Liu Lin.
It's nice to meet you. I believe you've already set foot in your first cocoon, but I'd like to go into some detail about... But first, I'll begin by teaching you about Ryuger devices. I've sent some location data over to your mag, so please, make your way over there now.
Multipurpose terminals. Okay, for the that's the open world storage device. With all materials. Good lord, do I have a lot of stuff. What even is still in my inventory? A lot of things. Okay, that's for me purchasing.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, and that's just for item exchanging for specific items that you may or may not have acquired. Okay, I got you now.
You can think of Ryuker devices as a type of teleporter. They can be found all throughout Hellfire. Getting close to them will automatically They are ancient devices which your personal data should be. Mags have a handy function called while observing your mag's reaction.
Oh. Okay. I think someone's out here. Someone's doing damage. Now they're doing a little bit of a stutter step, but that could be for a variety of reasons. You kinda almost need a claw grip sometimes. Oh, that melee attack. Ooh, that's just glorious. Someone else who's a relatively low level. But I say that's probably enough. Phantasy Star 2 Online 2 still remains a good game, and you can play it on Linux, and apparently it runs very well. However, it is also oddly specific about what it needs to run. Again, that's Proton 9-27. Very specific. But again, ProtonDB, very helpful in finding that out. And I'm glad to see we finally have encountered games that are stumbling upon issues that aren't just performance issues, like compatibility issues. Because this is the reality. If you're going to transition from like Windows gaming to Linux gaming, sometimes things require tweaking or just don't work. Like with Destiny 2 not directly working with Linux in any way, shape, or form. And requiring a massive workaround of possibly having a Windows VM installed in order to work, which is annoying for everybody involved. So, there's one last one. One last game to be tried. One last MMO. Now, there are other MMOs I still have installed. Specifically, there's 3 more, but we'll mix those in with the general variety of games as we go along. And this last one... DC Universe Online. This is a game I remember playing oh so much. I spent a lot of time in here. I really did. Like a lot of time. And the game still gets updates. I'm surprised you don't hear when people talk about MMOs. Not a lot of people talk about like DC Universe Online. Granted, it could be because their monetization is trash at this point. I remember spending quite a bit of time with it and enjoying it. Like, I enjoyed it quite a bit. See if any of the characters I made are still available. Because that's the other thing, is if you don't play for years, I don't expect them to hold on to my characters, even though they probably will.
My greatest triumph was at hand. The final campaign in my long war against Superman. While his powers were drained from constant battle, sending him into space to recharge from the Earth's yellow sun.
And again, the story is very much comics.
Obsession had blinded me to the
Because as typical,
to Earth's true enemy.
It was Lex Luthor who did it. And yes, that was Green Arrow, just lying dead.
Lantern! Pick on someone your own size!
Cyborg, concentrate fire on Luthor while I call down some artillery.
Clearly the world has fallen to pieces.
Deathstroke, time for you to join the party.
Come on, come on! We've got lots of murdering to do.
I just love this intro cinematic. It's so abruptly and it's so accurately just showcases a lot of cool things. Even if it is most definitely apocalyptic.
Something. Greetings, sister.
But as typical in superhero fashion, when things go sideways, there's always some way they solve it. Ooh. That's a problem. Well, Green Lantern's dead. And probably Flash as well, which is unfortunate.
What's this? Nobody kills the bat but me!
Well, that's a very dead Batman.
Call him.
At the very end.
Bring him to me.
Yes.
And this is not the first time Lex Luthor has done something stupid in a confrontation with Superman.
Batman! Adam! You don't deserve to live! Diana. Beaten by a mere man. No. You've lost everything. No. I beat you. Luthor!
Meanwhile, Metropolis, I'm assuming it's in Metropolis, stands around him in ruins. Oh, that looks like Probably Brainiac.
Brainiac had returned. For years, he'd been stealing the powers of Earth's protectors, but we were too busy fighting amongst ourselves to see the danger. With you three dead, Brainiac quickly eliminated the remaining heroes. The lucky ones died fighting.
And of course...
I alone survived. A rat in the walls of the
Of course, Lex goes time traveling to solve the future of his own cause.
Warn you. This is my past, but your future. And it means the end of humanity, so together, we must change it.
What have you done, Luthor?
Given you a fighting chance.
He's lying. It's some kind of trap. Why should we trust you?
Because if you don't, Earth is doomed. I've stolen Brainiac's exobytes and released them into Earth's atmosphere. They hold the powers stolen from the heroes and villains of my time, and will bestow them on anyone they contact. The exobytes will create a new breed of superhuman to fight Brainiac's invasion. You must teach them to use their new abilities, for they must be on the front line in the coming battle, or my grim future will become your own.
And that is very specifically an explanation as to why suddenly you have a superhero just inspired by any one of your choice. Tall. And even your hero and villain, just and the storyline does change depending on it. Kind of interesting. And they've expanded the variety of powers you get. It was much more limited at the beginning. A shield of all things. Of course that one would be locked. Oh goodness, they've definitely added a lot of these. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. We shall be part reptile. Because, of course, we have that option. Oh my lord, look at all of these choices. That was literally the Goku hair. Good lord. Oh my lord. Oh, is there no just beard? Is there no... Okay, there's... No... Are there no just beard options? Is that really under hair? There we go. Beard. No color options. Really? No color options. That makes me disappointed. You do get a lot of options for customizing your character. That's always an interesting one. It's always the best part about a superhero game is the customization options. Top Hat is always a classic. If I had to go, none. Because after all, who would mess with lizard men with beard? Seriously, who would mess with that? Nah, an S. Well, nah, not the S. That would be a bit obvious. Where's that? Yes, let us go with an L. Ah, yes, and you have cape options too. Many type of cape options. Lizard man with bird wings. Why not? Several different types of belts, including a basic utility belt. Always kinda neat. Always what's really fun to do. And I do like doing this. You put him in a business suit. Ah, there it is. I knew there was one I was missing. I was missing... I know there's a business suit in here somewhere. There it is. We just wear the business suit. We are Lizard Man business. We are just a business. We are just a business. And it is entirely just business. Granted, we don't get the wonderful choice of a belt, but we are just business. Just business. Because why not? There it is. Colorations. I knew there were coloration options. Be a very blue lizard man. With very green hair. Oh, that definitely does not match at all. What color does go with the green? There we go. That's much better. With very white eyes. And we wear a very yellow suit. There. I think the hair needs to be a different color. A much darker green. That actually matches better. Kind of garish, but that is to be expected. Well, that is a name. That is a hilarious name. I love it. Oh, I love it.
Earth.
Of course, we still don't know how the game plays.
The center of the multiverse. It will belong to Brainiac. I do not plan an invasion, rather an assimilation. I have identified key junctions in Earth's vast nexus of knowledge. These I will capture and digitize first.
The big cities, Metropolis, Gotham, and others.
Of course, some non-essential information may be captured as well. This will be sorted and purged once the digitizing is complete. Earth's resistance does not concern me. There is no intellect strong enough, or power brutal enough to resist me. Soon this planet and all it contains will be mine. Intriguing. There is an anomaly in Earth's atmosphere. Beginning analysis.
His exobots.
These exobytes are my own technology, each one holding unknown stores of digitized power from Earth's future. My harvester ships will simply reclaim the data provided by these exobytes and seal Earth's fate. This is a new obstacle. These humans resist my assimilation. My conversion units cannot hold them. Let the humans use their powers. In the end, they too will belong to Brainiac.
As typical, Brainiac is always one of the major supervillains. That the DC writers can always jump to. There's the other one is like Darkseid or any other number of them. But when you're trying to get the heroes and villains working together, well, there's only so many options you have.
Need a hand? I'm Superman, and I'm going to get you off this ship.
Oh, this game is definitely showing its age. Whoa.
And that's Oracle. She's going to help us navigate through Brainiac's
defenses.
Be on your toes.
Why does Escape do that? Escape should not do that. Auto follow. No. That is not something you want. Yes, please. That all looks very correct. Allow 60 haste. Only has normal. Wow, that really is all of its options. We've seen indie games with a better options menu than this. Oh, turn that off. Good God, never turn on voice chat. Why would you ever? Why would you ever do that?
I'm here to help.
Our exit's blocked. You're gonna need to smash your way through. Attracted some attention. Sentries are headed your way.
Stop the human.
Here they come. Get ready for a fight.
That's the last of them.
Right, that is block. I know there is a faster travel option.
Can you get up there?
F for flight mode. Okay.
Hang on. This might work better.
I forgot there is a flight mode. Things you forget when you haven't played a game in literal years.
You will not survive the will of Brainiac.
Uh-oh, trouble.
The only one with powers. Let's see your stuff.
Taser pull, huh? Oh, that is indeed a tether.
Expect heavy defenses. Overseer? Brainiac's not messing around.
This will be your doom.
Come on, we've got this.
Systems did damage.
Big guy down. Haha.
Is that a full Brainiac invasion force? Good thing we're headed to the AI core. If we destroy it, we can bring this whole ship down.
That's not necessarily a good thing, Oracle.
More of the Justice League have arrived to back you up. They'll draw some of Brainiac's attention.
Okay.
We need to stop them before they hurt anyone else.
Stop the human.
These older MMOs, they're still fun to play. They really are. Even if you don't get into a lot of the end game content, a lot of the early and mid games are pretty good. Back before they really became niche products yet again.
Reinforcements. Reinforcements incoming.
Get your way over here.
We need to stop this ship from abducting anyone else.
Oh, I learned fear gas. That's not a skill you'd expect someone to necessarily learn.
The terminal. Yes, that exposed the AI core. Destroy it.
Especially not someone who's possibly a hero to use fear gas. That is an unusual option. Yeah, that is just one you learn. I suppose if you're not... I suppose if you're not particularly a, you know, Batman, use of fear toxin could actually be useful.
He's breaking through my shields.
None will survive.
I have your back.
Wonder Woman?
We've got this.
And the bats.
Witness now the folly of your efforts.
Nothing can escape the control of Brainiac.
Focus on defeating Brainiac. I'll secure the teleport.
Recalibrating defenses.
Forgot there's active dodging.
This frame is damaged. Damage registered. Tactics insufficient. Do not think you have won, for I wear many shells. I am the source.
Yeah, Brainiac is always a difficult villain to try and
Interested in joining the fight
eliminate.
for justice? The League would be happy to teach you.
Yes, yes, yes! Teleporter's unlocked. Your pal Oracle's always got your back.
And the villains have a similar origin, it's just the villains are the ones that save you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for the back.
I wouldn't dawdle too long. The ship is coming.
Is coming down. And you do get your choice.
Dawdle too long. The ship is coming down.
And depending on your choice of
Our every tactic failed. Brainiac came to
mentor,
Earth to destroy it.
does put you in a different starting city.
Then, a dying version of Earth's greatest villain brought us a weapon from the future, stolen from Brainiac himself. New heroes to withstand Brainiac. And new villains to exploit the madness. I will train these heroes to fight the sick chaos of the Joker and the evils that face us all. I am Batman, and the battle has only begun.
And Bats is always a good one. Okay.
Good to meet you in the flesh. Well, so to speak. Consider this League-friendly safe house a temporary place to repair your gear, check your mail, have a soda coke. Just don't wait too long before heading out.
15th anniversary gift. The game has been around for a while.
To wreak their own havoc. We need every cape we've got.
Not much, to be honest. Just playing some old MMOs and seeing how they run on Linux. That is a standard Monday stream. We've unfortunately found ones that don't work, some requiring very specific modifications in order to work. And that is unfortunate. But such is the way of games.
It's the easiest way to get across a big city. Try it out.
This is Batman. I understand you just destroyed a Brainiac harvester ship. Impressive. Let's see if you can handle hero work on the ground. The Scarecrow has escaped from Arkham Asylum and is filling the East End with fear gas. Ready to face your nightmares? Welcome to a typical night in Gotham. Scarecrow's gang has overrun the East End, pumping fear gas into the atmosphere. They're using an abandoned construction site to distribute fear gas foggers to the rest of Gotham. Shut them down before they panic the entire city.
I don't think I've heard of that. Catch you with Hyperland. Not exactly sure what that is. Oh, that guy just fell through the floor. Always did prefer Gotham to the Metropolis. Metropolis is rather boring, to be honest.
Scarecrow's thugs are as crazy as
Oh,
he
well.
is, and that's saying something.
Okay.
The more of them you put back in Arkham Asylum, the better.
Okay. A window manager. Okay. On Arch. Okay. That makes sense. That would make sense.
Areas of the East End are a living nightmare. Gotham Hazmat is overwhelmed. Help them maintain control, but be careful. The gas will make you pick up on the fears of those around you, or create your own nightmares.
I know we started, particular with, we started the stream with trying Destiny 2, and it was just not working, and I was trying to get a Windows VM up and running, and the hypervisor just literally crashed. I've never seen a hypervisor just collapse like that. It is, it's a rather interesting experience when the hypervisor just falls apart on you. I didn't even do anything. it just stopped connecting.
Oh man, good thing you're here. Look, I sent my team in, but Scarecrow's goons are still pumping gas into the air and taking out any hazmat. Going.
Boxes, yeah. And I might actually look into that for, very specifically, instead of the default one that Bazite comes with. Because, yeah, I think I've had better luck with it, with boxes, as opposed to the other one. But that's something I'm gonna have to get working on and doing on my own time, because it can get complicated very quickly. Yeah, GNOME boxes, yes.
Don't hurt me.
Yeah, if it's in Flatpak, it should be easy enough to find. Though Bazite has a tendency to change what it offers by default. Unless it's undergone some type of unusual rebrand. Which sometimes happens with Bazite in particular.
No! Let me go! We've got to get out of here!
Ah, the bazaar. Okay.
You've got to stop them!
I forget what these are. Oh, collection things.
Experiment 910. To equate the nervousness of a first date with the sheer terror one must feel in a plane crash does a disservice to us all.
Don't worry, you're going to be fine. The hallucinations will pass.
Let's see after beer. Is my fist in your face?
Yeah, that it probably does.
You little wimp. You'll need no gas to scare the pants off of you.
Good job smashing those foggers. Scarecrow's gas creates hallucinations from the fear centers of the brain. So strong they can cause trauma, even death.
I've given Dr. Leslie Tompkins an antidote for the gas, but that's not enough to stop Scarecrow's thugs. We have to get the fear gas barrels off the street. Get to their supply depot by the chemical factory. No matter what you see, don't let the effects of the fear gas scare you off.
And I always enjoyed, in particular, this rendition of Gotham. It's very much fitting. Like, it's dark, but it's not pitch black night, as cities really are not.
Breathe in your fear. Let me show you terror. Don't forget to scream.
Save us.
Live the nightmare. Show you terror.
I don't think I've ever played Kenshi in particular. I think I know of it, but I've never... Yeah, Kenshi, is that the open world RPG-like thing where it was mostly... Your stats were based on your equipment as opposed to actual stats? I think that's what that was. If I'm remembering correctly. And I could be very wrong in that.
You're not thinking straight. Hey, I'm one of the good guys.
Live the nightmare.
It's on sale right now. Okay. Well, I might have to... A lot of games are on sale, but I might have to look that one up. Because it's definitely... probably already on my wish list.
504. The rostral anterior cingulate cortex gives us some semblance of control over...
The hallucinations get stronger the more you're exposed to the gas. Hang in there. Once we take out Scarecrow, the nightmare will end. For everyone.
Dr. Tompkins has finished synthesizing my antidote. But Scarecrow's gang is assaulting the area to keep the doctors in Hazmat from helping anyone. Protect the doctors, and ensure as many citizens as possible get that antidote.
You've got to focus. Don't let the fear take control. I'll get some help.
Don't forget to scream. Breathe in your fear.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like the game I'm thinking of.
I'm a friend. Careful, you're under the effects of the gas. I'll go for
Live the nightmare.
Hey, watch it! I'm on your side. That gas really has a hold on you. Better take it away.
Run for your lives!
Now, granted, out of all the superhero MMOs, of which there are not that many, granted, the customization is less in this one as opposed to others. Yeah, that most definitely sounds like the one I was thinking of. If I don't already have it on Steam, it's definitely on the wish. There's thousands of games on my wish list that I haven't had a chance to play or anything.
Leslie Tompkins, the East End Free Clinic offers health care to anyone who seeks it, including known criminals. It operates under a strict no-violence policy, respected by even Gotham's most hostile psychopaths. Here, there is always someone who wants to help.
Great. Another costumed freak. That's just what Gotham needs. Look, pal, I've got doctors distributing antidote. Getting air stars running, and we're after our donut holes in Scarecrow scum.
12 US is not much at all.
Glad you're here. Keep Scarecrow's men away and help treat these patients.
Don't hurt me!
Where's that backup? I loathe violence. This city is not safe.
This city is not safe. It is Gotham. I don't know what you were expecting. Seriously. Sometimes the lines these NPCs can give are hilarious. It's not safe here. It's Gotham. I don't know what you were expecting.
Wait, I have to document this.
And the third victim. And to the roof. He's probably going to handle over there, so we might as well go over here. And I might have to see about purchasing some of these other power sets just to see how they play overall.
You don't scare easy. And I mean Harvey Bullock, not just the fear gas.
I've tracked Scarecrow's lair to the sewers beneath the East End. Batwoman has gone in, and she's out of comm contact. Not good. Get in there and end Scarecrow's reign of terror.
Now we have blast cannons. Though they do kind of clash with our business suit. As lizard businessman that is part bird. I'll definitely have to look into that and possibly pick it up and add it to the list, because if it's anything like what it was promised to be, if I'm remembering correctly, it's going to be good. Very special game. That is probably one way to put it. That is probably one way to put it. Oh, I don't doubt that in the slightest. Oh, I've got 800 points. I have no clue when I got 800 points, but apparently we did. Huh. Apparently there's one that's actually for cash, and that is absolutely frightening. No preview for this. There we go. Had to change my weapon type. Now we can be permanently like that. Or we could have that. There we go. Now we can be permanently barehanded.
No need to breathe deeply. Even the smallest whiff of the fear gas will do the trick.
And this is one thing that DC Universe Online does really well, are these dungeons. Like they do these.
Wants the city on its knees, begging.
This whole place is filled with fear gas. Get those leaking barrels out of there and clear the air.
You'll never clear the air that way. It's hopeless.
Help me. Turn around. You lose. Save me.
Of course, this is also an early game mission, so there's no guarantee. That the later missions are as good. Although, the fact that they're still making
Embrace your terror.
the missions and packs to this day means they're at least doing something with this game, even though you don't hear much about it, like at all.
Not here. Stay back.
Oh, we are actually low on health. Let's see. Some cola will fix that.
Run! Run! Your fears are catching up to you.
Though some of the animations are a little goofy. Well, Steam. That just means they haven't tested Steam Deck compatibility. I wonder. Oops, that's not what I. That is what I wanted to do. Let us load up the good old Proton database. Kenshi. Runs perfectly out of the box. So. Huh. Yeah, a lot of people are saying it works, if not as good, if not better. Looks like some people use some specific configurations. That's fine. Some wine overrides. That's pretty normal. Some 10.4 options. Yeah, basically native. That's probably better than what. It's better than what some of the games we've played today have done, like Destiny. People have claimed that it works on a Windows VM, but I don't have one of those up and running. So I can't test that. And it most definitely doesn't run otherwise.
More patience. Excellent.
And Lord of the Rings Online, I really needed a very both Lord of the Rings Online and Phantasy Star 2 Online 2 needed very specific versions of Proton in order to run, which is an unusual thing, and it's absolutely annoying when that happens.
Astrophobia. The fear of thunder and lightning. Don't get zapped.
No.
So we've had some unfortunate luck today as far as games that run. But then we've had good ones, like this one, which runs seemingly natively.
Who better to represent it than Killer Croc?
Kick them while they're down, or they'll just get back up again.
Like, for some reason, a lot of the MMOs I've tried as of late have just worked. But not all of them. Like I said, Destiny for some reason, Bungie could make work, but for some reason they just don't.
This one packs a punch. Ballistophobia, the fear of bullets and explosives. This one has an extra twist. Better stay on your toes.
Those bullets can't be real, but they'll feel real. Move, move, move!
Here's one that hits close to home. Protophobia. Fear of betrayal. Nothing like having your closest allies stab you in the back. But since yours are so boring...
Experiment 81. Adverse reactions to specific stimuli can eventually be removed from the subject via carefully measured exposure.
They're just mini customization options.
Wait, where's my canister? No, I'm out of gas.
Okay. I've seen a few references to the catchy proton, but I don't know what in particular that means. It's got to be a particular type that I'm unfamiliar with, which is not surprising. I may have been on Linux for most of a year, but I normally have very particular games that I tend to play.
Thanks for your help with Scarecrow. He certainly can mess with your head. I'll wrap up here and then meet you back at the station.
Yeah, I've heard... Yeah, that's the other thing I've seen. I've seen people running custom Proton versions, and that's...
The only thing
unusual. That I've not seen.
The only thing to fear. Now, instead of a handful of heroes, there are hundreds. Thousands. Do they think the Scarecrow is no longer a danger? The fools. This is my home.
I'm not sure where I would download them from. Are they, on Proton QT, or is there a particular site that people make them in?
It's good to be home.
You've done well. I'm preparing a warm welcome for Scarecrow at Arkham. We'll be speaking soon. Batman out.
Okay. Because I've actually had some minor issues with getting, like Proton Plus finding and displaying specific, Proton versions. Like QT is one I can use that I know if I tell it to install it where Steam will find it, it will find it. If I use Proton Plus, I don't have access to all the old Proton versions, which is ironically weird. At least it doesn't put them where Steam will find them. And when I try, and Lutris is an entirely different ball of wax, because oh yeah, I do have them in both, and I tried using them, but Lutris is one in particular that makes things more complicated. Because I was trying to get an MMO private server running, a client running, the other day. It was like last night, and I could not get it to install the way some of the instructions I found online have told me to install them. Which is ironic because the Lutris install just is broken. Which is absolutely terrible. But Proton Up QT, that's what I've had to use today in order to get both the Phantasy Star running, and I believe the Lord of the Rings Online. And again, I don't know why, and it's a weird thing. I understand why. Yeah. And I understand a little bit of why, in particular, why you need to keep access to older versions of Proton. As a programmer myself, I get that the compatibility, just sometimes your newer software just isn't compatible like your older software is. Just something weird with how things are set up programmatically. And it's not like these things, so a lot of these games are still in active development, but Linux has never been a big priority for a lot of game devs. So they're not going to put in the effort to make them compatible with the newest versions of Proton, so you need to know which older versions to have on hand. Which is wild. And is one of the things that's going to hold back Linux gaming, just in a nutshell. Oh, that's a character. I mean, it's more of a priority than it has been due to what Microsoft has been doing to... Linux game compatibility has come a long way since Valve got involved, and they're looking to do the same thing with ARM, with their new things, with their new hardware things. So they're gonna definitely help with that.
Finding investigations, briefs, and collections provides great insights, and completing them nets you some pretty good rewards. Information brokering isn't such a bum deal, right? Bounties offer great rewards, but be careful not to take them on by yourself. Teaming up is key when going after bigger targets.
I mean, one thing, there's a couple of things that have been really helping Linux gaming. Valve is the big one.
Never go on a Booster Gold tour, just that Booster cares more about hearing himself talk than providing useful info.
But yeah, Microsoft, with what they've been doing with Windows 11, definitely is, it's caused a lot of people to be considering not going with them. I mean, I understand why you would go with an ARM laptop. They're absolutely much better on a battery life because they just sip power. Granted, they're almost never as powerful as, like, a standard processor, but they are significantly more energy efficient, although that gap has been dropping over time.
Locations like other safe houses in Gotham City and Metropolis.
So, I do look forward to when Steam releases their new hardware projects.
See a mail notification on your minimap? Check your mail.
It's always an interesting thing to see what Valve will do.
But mail from famous heroes usually contains rewards, so don't sit on those.
Anything in particular you're interested in purchasing today?
That's true. That is true. Yeah, that's most definitely a thing, and that is always an option. I am running a dual PC setup, specifically for streaming. Got the Linux as the main machine, and a Windows 10 security updates, with security updates running on my other one. At some point in time, when they stop debloated 11. That is probably the helpful thing. That is most definitely the helpful thing. Yeah, if you're debloating your 11, that definitely helps a lot on most things.
I guess I'm joining Booster Gold in promoing soda colas. They're quick.
Yeah, you gotta delete half of it, which...
During a fight. Keep a lot on hand.
Yeah. That is true. That's 25 quarks. Okay, yeah, and that's not a bad laptop at all. It's much better than the ones I've had.
Scarecrow's back in Arkham, but now we've got a new fire to put out. Bane's back on the Venom and taking over Cape Carmine. Sound like a dream job?
you have a theme for your base, you need to get a deed. These are used to actually grant base ownership and to select a location for the entrance.
Ah, I think I've heard of Assetto Corsa, but I'm not familiar with it. Yeah, that's true of a lot of games. No Hesse, huh? I'll have to do that. Well, I think we've definitely came to the conclusion that this game runs, and it runs amazingly well. Granted, it is a 15-year-old MMO, so it should work well, but then we have games like Destiny that don't run at really all, though theoretically it should. Y'all have to do that just after the stream, which is what we're gonna have to, which is what we're coming to a conclusion on right now. So DC Universe Online. It functions well at max settings, no problem. Didn't even have to choose a very specific type of proton in order to make it work. It just does. And that's what we're coming to the conclusion of, is that sometimes the games work. Other times you have to dig into the background and build yourself a VM in order to make them work. And of course, getting certain things to work on VMs, like specifically your video pass-throughs, that sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Other times you gotta get Looking Glass running, which is an entirely different ball of wax, and you're down a rabbit hole for like 3 or 4 hours. But that is where the community does help. Myself, ProtonDB, and the hundreds and thousands of people who are testing these games to try and make sure they work definitely helps. And if we can get some of these game developers, not just games, some software developers to really get like their anti-cheats working on with Linux, will just help everybody. Yes, it's going to take some time, it's going to take some money. Just got to try and put some pressure on them to take the time. After all, a little bit of compatibility with, granted, the third largest operating system, Variety, in caveats, because Linux is not a monolithic operating system like Windows or Mac OS are. Linux is a rainbow of flavors. As we can see, I run Bazite because that was the one of my choice, which is a Fedora bait, which is based off of Fedora, which is based off of Red Hat. So it's a third degree version of Linux, which is how some of them that came into being. That much I do know. Like Arch Linux is also a popular one. Really, the only reason I went with Bazite is it's more gaming focus, and honestly, it's been in very good active development. It's been interesting to see when they just suddenly make minor changes somewhere in the background and suddenly things work that they weren't working before. And since they switched their updating service to whatever they're using now, it just runs. It updates. I'm not interrupted. Which is more than what you can say for Windows. Windows always interrupts you. But, having said that, those are the 4 games we're testing. I still have to get the document together of everything that we want to be tested. And if there's a game you want tested on stream, I can you can suggest it, and I will add it to the list. If it's one that needs to be paid for, it'll be on the list as sales come up. And honestly, ProtonDB is always everyone's friend if you're going to be doing any type of Linux gaming. It just is. Because sometimes the things that are listed on there are very helpful. Other times, people are just like, oh, okay, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. Oh, I got it working through a VM. Like with the one person who claimed they got it working on the VM. I've got no way of confirming that. And I myself hadn't gotten a VM set up since the random corrupted install that happened about 8 months ago. It was weird. Because that's one thing I will say about that I've never had Windows do. I've never had it corrupt an install. But Bazite did about 4 months in. It just corrupted the installation and just lost its boot media. I have no idea what happened. But I had to do a complete fresh reinstall of Bazite, which was wild. Because it kept the auto mount points for my secondary drives. But it's like, nope, I just corrupted my entire installation. Why? I've never had an operating system do that, but it was a relatively quick recovery. And once again, emphasize to me, always have multiple forms of backup of your data, especially critical data. Doesn't matter what operating system you're on, have multiple backups. The 3-2-1 rule is useful for a reason. Yeah. I mean, it's a free operating system. I was not surprised when it corrupted itself, but it was disappointing. But surprised? Not really. I was like, oh, well, that's disappointing. Not like it was hard to install anyway. But unfortunately, that did take with it, when it did corrupt, I did have a working VM for Windows 11, and that took it with it, which absolutely buggers my mind. Because not only did I have a working install of a VM working, I also had it in a not primary location on the main disk. I had my data pool for the VM in a non-standard location. I don't know how I did it. I remember it was a pain, but I got it working, and it nuked itself. That might have actually been what nuked it. I don't know, because it was around the same time, or it could have just been a minor solar flare just happened, and they're just like, oh, you're dead. Because I have seen that happen in an industrial environment. It's weird. But anyway, we'll see everybody for Final Fantasy XI on Wednesday at 12:30 midnight. Where we'll be continuing to delve into the story that continues to be very interesting of the Wings of the Goddess expansion for that game. And you'll get to enjoy my wonderful, wonderful dulcet tones as I try and voice act the entire cast. Help. I do that for fun. But we'll see everybody then. And then, I forgot to post the actual schedule. I need to do that. I got distracted with Final Fantasy XIV earlier in the night. We'll see you all next time. Till then.